Hi, this is Carolyn, and I'm here with Aaron. And this is our last episode with Eric, who was the 55 plus 4-5 singles national champion. In previous episodes, he discussed how tennis helped save his life and his perspective playing leagues versus tournaments. So if you haven't listened, we hope you go back and check them out. But here's part 3. What do you do to stay in flow? Because you mentioned that you get in this flow state. What do you do? Because I need it.
Well, I mean, maybe that's a whole other topic for a podcast. You know what I mean? But let me give you my thoughts on it, which works for me. And I've trialed it, and I'm still working on it. But obviously, you can start off with the breathing is like a huge component to it, and you've got to. I find that the rhythms or the routines that you have almost like set the pace in which you're thinking around the point. So it seems kind of like you see a lot of the professionals have towels, okay, on the sides, and they're always going to their towel, and you think, are they always like going there to, because they're sweaty or whatever? And the answer is no. That they're not always going there because they may be sweaty, but they're going there because the towel is a place to go to reset. And so I think for anyone who's starting to like think about, well, first off, have a place you can go to reset on the court, create a space. And for me, it's almost easier when I'm serving because I when I'm playing, I want to have all 3 balls on my side of the court for one. I hold all 3. I just like, I want to make sure that the ball, the third ball that I'm not going to use is on the right by my towel. And I slow down to just make sure everything is set up in there, and then I start the point. So for me, slowing down, breathing, having these areas where you can go to reset. You can reset with your towel. You can reset. Sometimes I play outside in some gorgeous places, so I reset by just looking at something beautiful in the sky, and just something that just is another trigger. Sometimes there's a word. The word I used when I was in nationals that was hard for me sometimes. You're losing your flow. I had my sister was super helpful. She came out and was supporting me, and she saw me in the first round of the match, and I was getting a little flustered, and she's like, you need a word to just kind of reset yourself. And so we just said, hey, the word is blueberry.
Love it.
And I grew up on Blueberry Lane, and I grew up on 10 Blueberry Lane. So then all of a sudden I was in a difficult situation in a court, and to just slow myself down and get back into my flow, I'm like, wow, there's blue skies everywhere. The court is number 10, which is the house that I was on. I said Blueberry to myself, and all of a sudden, bam! I was like, it looked like a light went off. So it really. The mental side of tennis is huge for keeping your flow, and whether breathing or these other rhythms are very helpful. Now, and that's if you're playing a 3-set match and it goes really really long, it gets harder and harder over time. But I think the key to all of it is your breath. Just watch your breathing and watch your pace, and don't be rushing. You just got to slow yourself down to be, present, to be ready in because for whatever's coming up, because if you're rushing, everything's happening so fast, you can miss those opportunities.
Carolyn.
I love that.
Carolyn, you need a word.
I need a word, and how do you breathe? Well, you keep bringing up your breath. What do you mean by that?
Well, there's things, whether it be through just, I mean, some people are, through your nose and a palate or whatever. I just try to make sure that there's a nice, a couple of breaths that really are circulated through my body, that I kind of feel like, okay, there's 1, 2, 3 or something like that before a return, or, even when I get to a serve, there's something in there that I feel like it is circulated through me. Okay. And it's at least 3 breaths, nice breaths. That's all it is. It's just, it's like a yoga thing. Probably if you want to learn more about breathing, then take a yoga class. That's all about breathing. And sometimes it's hard because sometimes your opponent wants to play faster than you. And I think that's the interesting part about the dynamic, is that both players have to be ready. So okay, assuming that we're not going to go through a major time, thing, but between points, and particularly when it's a really long rally, give yourself the space, allow yourself the space to go to a place on the court to reset And in that place, give yourself that 5 seconds. 5 seconds, how wonderful that is to reset in 5 seconds or 10 seconds, and then come back and do the best you can in the next point.
That's great. That's great. So a word, Aaron. We need a word, and I need to breathe.
We need a word and breathe. I know. I actually feel calm talking to you. I'm like, why can't I feel? I need to feel this way on the court. But
can he be my doubles partner?
Sure. Come down to our training camp in Naples.
You find sandbaggers at 4-5? Because we have lots at our level.
At the USTA National Championship.
Well, I think I don't know. I don't think I didn't see any sandbaggers at 4-5.
Oh, that's great.
But I do see that 4-0s and 3-5s. That's where I can think there's a lot more
because they're trying to keep the rating low.
Because at 4-5 and 5-0, it's either you're there or you're not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that, and so I was, to be honest, when I was on my return to tennis, I mean, they're like, look, you have, when I self-rated, I just came back. I go back and get my USTA membership. Yeah. Okay. Well, what are you? Oh, well,
2-5.
I think I'm a 4-5, but you're not proven because we don't see you anywhere on the court. Yeah. So they put me at a 4-0, just because because that's the self-rating,
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to play in the 4-0s. I'm going to play in the 4-5s, even though I was kind of just literally, you start up your thing and you say, did you ever play before? Yes.
Right. You answer the questions and you were rated a 4-0. Yeah.
And then eventually I had to go through, you have the self-rated, and eventually I get to the point where now you're rated 4-5 competition, 4-5C.
Right.
Because now you've played in 4-5 tournaments and you've proven yourself as a 4-5.
Gotcha.
And so now my goal is to get to a 5-0C.
Did you get bumped mid-year at all? Even though you were rated as a 4-0, because USTA let you rate yourself and TRP 4-0. Did you play enough where you proved, I guess was a good enough word for it, that you were a 4-5? And so did you notice that you got bumped during the year, or did it come out the next year during ratings?
It came out came out the next year.
So you didn't get 3 strikes against you basically at 4-0.
No. Okay. I just tried to once I signed up for 4 or 5 tournaments and tried to just get into it and just say, well, I've just got to prove myself by winning as much as I can at the 4 or 5 level, and a different mix of tournaments.
Yeah,
and so
that's opposite of what most people do.
Usually
they're a 4-5 rated as a 3-5, and then they try to stick in that 3-5 area and just rock it.
I mean, the one thing I would say about 4-5s, it's great. Like maybe someday I would coach. What would be something next I would think about. But I find I met in the 4-5 tournament, a lot of folks I was playing with are full-time tennis pros.
Ah, yep.
Oh, interesting.
Full time. I mean, so in the draw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like who you're playing. I mean, like one of the some of the people I play at, that's what they do. I mean, they're from Texas or Florida, whatever. What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a full-time pro. Now I'm teaching all the time. Okay. But I'm 4-5. Now, to me, it's like, and I'm not a full-time tennis player. So it's like, it's a little different. Same thing for when you go into some of the 9-0 tournaments, some of the local pros will come in who are, I think, very good, and they'll get like a 4-0 player and a 5-0 player and say, hey, we're 9-0 doubles.
Mm-hmm.
So I see that a lot. And it just down to like, okay, well then, I don't know, you have to fight fire with fire. You know what I mean? You need to just know who you're playing with and just be ready for that.
Yep. Is there anything that you can think of that we missed?
No, I mean, I think it's great. I mean, I think tennis is a journey, and everyone has their story on what they're doing and why they're doing it. Why do you play tennis? It's to your point of like, well, why would you play single? It's hard. It's like intense. And why do you do it?
Yeah.
In my distractions from tennis, one of them is golf. I love golf. And golf is like so enormously difficult to play.
Right.
It's really hard. But then the beauty of golf is the fact that it's so hard.
Right. Yeah.
And when you find out that you're like, wait a second, this is so crazy hard, and I love being out here. And then you're starting to do things that are like really, really hard, and you're just in the moment doing them I find peace in that, Now I don't, just like my golf game, I don't always like hit the greatest shots all the time. And, but when you get the one shot, it's just special. And sometimes when you get these great tennis experiences, like I'm going to try it again, and keep coming back.
And the privilege of knowing that you have years ahead of you to continue to get better. That's what I like. Because every time I'm on a court, I'm like, I learned something. I might have been frustrated. I might have been whatever, but I feel like I'm lucky to be out there. And I know that I have so much more to learn. Like I barely scratched the surface after, for me, 12 years, barely scratched the surface.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the things, it's like a humbling experience for me. I feel like it's been like a humbling experience coming back onto the court. I thought like, man, I kind of knew how to play tennis, and then coming back, it's like, oh, okay, this is hard. And then just realizing how wonderful the sport is on so many levels, and then learning like, okay, hey, I still have things to do, and how to do it, and how to work with people around me to make that happen. It's that, the social aspect is not just the coaching and the stuff like that, but the people around you who are also trying to get better. And somehow this sport is so beautiful that it kind of pulls out, it just inspires people to be their best.
Yes.
And try to be your best, or I'm just going to just give it a little bit more today, or try something new, or do something, And so I come from, being humbled and just super grateful and appreciative for, where I'm at now, and just having met all these wonderful people along the way.
I love that.
Me too.
We really appreciate Eric coming on the podcast. If anyone listening has any other tips for getting in a flow state while playing tennis, please let us know, because I am definitely not in it. You can message us on our website, which is secondservepodcast.com. Thanks so much for listening, and hope to see you on the courts soon.